Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Good to see you again, and we've got it swapping up a little bit from the Black Yellow Luffy. We're going to Gecko Moria, played a little bit locally, and I'm up against my man Juan right here. He's playing the Blue Doflamingo, and I honestly am super excited to see some of the support that Blue Doflamingo gets in OP07, so that's going to be really cool. I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be like a top list, but it should be pretty interesting nonetheless. So, love to see it. And before we hop into this match, we actually have some pretty exciting news. I know that before we were much more consistent about uploading episodes of the Cards in Hand podcast, but this past month has been actually pretty hectic between taxes, between tournaments, between me being sick for a whole week. It was pretty miserable. FTC had quite a bit going on as well, you know, being a good old father. So we have the new episode being uploaded tomorrow. Very excited to announce that. And yeah, talking about a lot of the stuff coming up, like OP01, as well as some of the potential treasure cups, and yeah, what to expect. But hopping into this match, Juan is going to play that Perona down, and he's going to get to look up the top 5. Very solid start, of course, for Blue Doflamingo, because this sets up leader effect for the next few turns. If you don't have too much experience playing Doflamingo, Perona is basically like the lifeblood of this deck. So now being able to swing 6 and then also play out a, a 7 Warlords of the Sea, if I'm not mistaken, and he does choose to play the blocker Doflamingo here. Ends up setting up his top 5 yet again, and I'm like, all right, well, now I kind of want to deal with this Doflamingo blocker. It feels as though you're playing from behind the whole time against Doflamingo, but the nice thing about Moria is I have plenty of options of being able to cheat out some cards of my own, so I am just going to do exactly that. I'm going to go ahead and get the Dr. Hogback into trash. I almost decided to go for the Absalom, but I didn't feel as though I really needed it right here. And I'm just going to pass it back over, bringing him over to 5 Dawn. This isn't like an extremely important spot for him. You know, like there's not really many 2-cost plays here, but I will just go ahead and take it. But we will see 2 being rested to play, I believe it's called Duval. And this allows him to look at the top 3 and set that up. So he's got some of that starter deck 12 spice in there. Also helping out, you know, just making sure that the consistency of knowing and like scrying the top information of your deck is still very relevant here. I do have a potential play of getting out Absalom, but I need more cards in trash if I want to do that. And I can just use leader effect to go ahead and swing 6 into the Gecko Moria, playing out the Absalom. And now I can trash to KOing the Duval, which is one of the blockers here. Unfortunately, though, my trash is looking a little sad, but we have a brand new in trash as well. So I can just get another 6k swing with Hogback if I want to. I'm just trying to get as many cards as possible out of my opponent's hand here while simultaneously filling up my trash. I do get the Great Eruption and putting 2 more useful cards into trash, so I'm very happy about that. As you can see, we've still got 3 of the 3 of the blocker Sabos in hand, as well as 2 Borsalinos. So we've got too many blockers, honestly, in hand. I don't know how I drew into this many right now, but well, I guess we'll take it. But a 7k as well as another 7 is going to get back the Moria, bouncing back a Boa Hancock to hand, and I'm just going to have to unfortunately take that hit. So he's still at 5 life with a pretty commanding board. If you look at the Gecko Moria on the left, though, that is his trash. He always chooses to put it up front so that his opponent can get the trash a little bit easier. And I just I turn it sideways just so that it's not like right here, so it's not misconstrued on the video of being part of his board right now. But I'm just going to go 5 into Gecko. We do get that for free. And now I've got some options. I've got Ice Age if I want to get rid of this other Gecko Moria. I've got Great Eruption, which is the better option since it's a 4 cost. I could try and go for the blocker as well as Moria, but I do feel like I'm probably dedicating maybe a little too much Dawn if I want to commit that hard. So I am just going to put the -2 onto his 4 cost. And I can, if I want, you know, really just play down a blocker as well as get down an Absalom this turn. I'm just going to go ahead and swing. Unfortunately, milling 2 of my Great Eruptions, but I go 6 to life and get that Gecko Moria off the board. And now the 6 to life is just going to get taken. So we finally do our first damage of the game, and then I got Borsalino onto the board. But there is a card that is pretty new that is not Pudding, but unfortunately Pudding is just going to get my, I think I had like 7 cards in hand, 7 or 8, so pretty solid Pudding play there, just allowing my opponent to reset my hand size, then to restart the aggression. So this actually scared me a little bit in this matchup because I know that I have to, you know, deal with a 7k swing each turn, but we do draw into another blocker. I have the Hogback in trash if I want to try and get back some counter power as well, but a 6k, I am just going to get out of this with 2, and now a 7k to play out the Dracula Mihawk. I will just go ahead and block. I don't want to get too low because I know that my opponent is playing blue, which is very good and easy on bottom decking a lot of very important blockers here. No 8 cost Moria, unfortunately, after the mulligan. So Pudding is definitely getting some pretty solid value here. I know I'm going to want to deal with the Mihawk as well as the Doflamingo, but with my opponent being at 4 life, I've got to establish some way to defend myself, but also simultaneously try and get ahead in this match when it feels like I've been playing from behind this whole time. I'll go ahead and use the brand new. I believe in this spot I was looking for Ice Age specifically, but I do end up finding Great Eruption, which is still really solid for being able to do a Lucci play or even an Absalom. So I have, yeah, I've definitely got options here. I think we just go into the blocker if I'm not mistaken. Because this forces a 2k, and now I can get the, if he does let this go, I can get Pudding as well as the Mihawk off the board like pretty easy. But it just kind of depends on whether he's trying to dedicate that much counter to it, and he does end up letting it go. I think I'm still just kind of bouncing around in my head if I'm trying to play Lucci or play Absalom. So what I decide is, you know what, let's just see what Great Eruption gets me first, probably. If I can just see what Great Eruption gets me, then we're looking good. But I'll go ahead and swing 7 into the Mihawk. Ooh, trashing the Lucci. And just getting back Hogback so I can maybe get some counter power in hand. The mill right there is actually solid. I feel like we've gotten great mills off leader effect every single time this game. Just going ahead and returning 2 though. Pick up the Perona. Need the 2k, and now there's no way he's gonna defend the 7. I feel, oh, whoa, I thought for sure that would be going right there. Okay, so with 4 Dawn up, I mean, I could just swing heavy into it with the brand new. I think I'm just looking at what Boa does because honestly I couldn't remember. But he does counter out of this, and with 4 Dawn I decide to commit with brand new. I didn't want to play a blocker. Oh, I was looking to play a blocker that turn, but it just felt like, if I do that, I'm not really doing much with my opponent having Mihawk. I feel like maybe he might have committed a lot to having that, but the Gravity Blade. This is the card I was talking about. This is kind of like the new addition that you can put into Doflamingo right here. And yeah, the Gravity Blade is going to bottom deck 2 6 costs or less, and he does get rid of an Absalom as well as the Dr. Hogback. And with 3 Dawn, he can still use leader effect, or he can dedicate a little more to Pudding. But he's just like, yeah, let me get rid of the brand new here. I could keep this alive, but I decided not to. It looks as though my board's probably just getting wiped this turn. If he is going 7 into Absalom, I feel like I'm just in a spot where I kind of have to keep this alive. I need to be able to apply like some form of pressure. And picking up the Great Eruption right now, though, is absolutely amazing, because this could draw me into a nice 8-cost Moria, but unfortunately not right now. Yeah, I'll apply this to Pudding, but this allows me to at least get rid of pretty much the entire board this turn. I'm just kind of deciding what the best route is. I know that I want to use Absalom effect to KO either the Pudding or the Perona. I just don't want any extra swings. I've got my opponent down to 2 cards in hand, so I definitely feel like pretty decent about the spot we're in. He does let the Pudding go for free, and now I can swing 6. Do we end up playing the Absalom, though, is the question, or do I just go for like a hogback and get another card back? But no, I actually am going to go for the Absalom, just because I know that I'm getting low on cards in hand as well. I don't want my opponent to get me like too close to the KO spot. But oh, we finally pick up the 8-cost Moria, and I will just go ahead and trash that Borsellino and Absalom, setting up for some potential Moria plays the following turn. It kind of sucks that we trashed the Ice Age at that point. You know, if he plays 9-cost Mihawk, I really don't have an answer to it, but at the same time, I do think it's a little too slow for him right now. But Red Rock is going to get rid of my Sabo, and now a really big 8k swing into life. I'm going to have to take this, and he cheats out a Boa, but I know with him only having a few cards in hand, we finally like caught up in this match, so I can actually just swing 5, and more than likely, he's just going to let this go after 1 or 2 swings. So another 5 here onto the Boa, gonna have to let it go. Not going into life at least, though. I'm pretty sure he's happy about that. I am gonna go 5 with Brand New, as well as 5 with Lead. I want to try and get as much as possible out of him here, and then the 8-cost Moria. I believe I just bring back Brand New as well as Borsellino. Oh, I could just bring back Kuzan, because I know that he won't have a rush card. Maybe I played a little scared here. I decided to go with the Borsellino. Yeah, we had 2 2Ks in hand, so I think playing Kuzan would have been totally fine. But now having 3 2Ks, we're just looking like we're in a commanding spot. There's not much he can do about the Moria play. Obviously, 10-cost Kaido, pretty dope here to be able to bounce it back to hand, but it just doesn't do, you know, as much as you would maybe want it to. He chooses not to bounce back the Brand New, though, simply because if he did, Brand New would... well, actually, dang. Now it looks like he should have bounced back Brand New. Yeah. Oh, that was the extra swing I needed. Okay. He just didn't want to give me a card in hand, so I don't blame him. But yeah, I don't think either of us really thought about having the multiple swings there to just be able to go for game. So bouncing back Brand New definitely was the choice. It felt like a bit of an interesting matchup. I wanted to upload because, you know, you don't see many blue Doflamingos. Always think that's really neat. I'm also trying to get a lot better with Gecko because I have the treasure cups coming up. So I got a lot of learning to do on, you know, how to play this deck as efficiently as possible. But hope you guys enjoyed the match, and I'll catch y'all in the next one, all right? Peace.